have that discussion with your friends where you ask, which superhero are you? So, do we have any Supermen? Superman, are you in the house? Batman? Alena, that one's me. Panday, of course, Power Rangers, and Jaja Zaturna. That one's my mom. So my friend Gaki went on further to ask, okay, which superpower do you possess? And I really gave it some thought, and the answer I came up with was this. I feel like today is the day that I reveal my superpower. I am Karylle Yuzon, and within me lies the power of invitation. So you're probably thinking, what? Power of invitation? This seemingly silly superpower actually works like when we're out dancing and no one wants to dance, people are shy. I get them to go in front of the DJ, so we're just there dancing. But of course, like any other superpower, I use this for the good, and I use this superpower to help children who are in need. So, to translate, I invite my friends and my family to annual charity Christmas parties for Childhaus, where I am a volunteer. Childhaus is a halfway house for patients from all over the Philippines. The healthcare and funding is usually concentrated here in Metro Manila, and families with sick children must travel here to get financial aid and, of course, to get medical treatment. Ricky Reyes got the idea of putting together Childhaus when he visited a hospital, and he saw the families camped out in the corridors. And upon talking to them, he learned that they actually had no room and board in the big city of Manila. The kids have different illnesses. Some have leukemia. Others have other kinds of cancer. Some have congenital heart disease. Some have hydrocephalus, just to name a few. So chemo sessions span over a couple of months, and to be able to finish the treatment, the kids have to stay in Manila, and it would be too expensive for them to travel back and forth. That's why there is Childhaus. So, going back to my superpower, how do I invite people? Well, I just simply text them. I use my phone, I text, send all. I text everyone. Or I post something on my Facebook. If you're my friend, you'd know that I bug people all the time and flood their walls with, hey, you want to go to this party? It's for Childhaus. So I invite everyone, as in everyone that I know. And I always get enough or even more volunteers and donors. So how does this happen? Why does it work? It's because I see the good in people. People are inherently good. So that stuck in my head. And I just really believe that each one has some good inside of them. And if you see the good in people, it will be easier for you to bring out the best in people. It's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. If I tell you that you're really beautiful, you're kind of going to bloom today. And that happens to me as well. Like if somebody tells me that I look haggard or pangit, I really feel that way. And I look that way the entire day. So you're probably wondering, oh, she sees the good in people. She's wearing pink. She fits the profile. She lives in fairy tale land. And maybe that's true. I mean, I did play Cinderella, but if you don't really know me, you might also think, baka naman she has a perfect life. But do I really have a perfect life? On the contrary, I've had such an imperfect life. And it is because of this that I met so many strangers. Strangers who just helped me. For what reason, I don't know. And I still don't think that they know the reason why they helped me, but so many strangers helped me. So, following this example, I ask strangers to become ates and kuyas for the kids. Ates, big sisters, or big brothers. Now, I think that this works well for Filipinos because Filipinos are naturally caring, and they like to care for the little brothers and the little sisters. And it's a very, very effective way to establish a real connection with the kids. So I invite my friends and family to be ates and kuyas, and they help me accomplish a wish list. Now, of course, it happens every Christmas. Our parties happen during the best season of all, and it's easy to ask people for gifts, and the kids really go all out and ask for their wishes. So the wishes include bikes, strollers, Barbie dresses, remote controlled cars or helicopters, tablets, and guitars. But my most favorite wish are school uniforms and black leather shoes. You may be asking why. Because these wishes are made by kids who get to go back to school, meaning they are well and cancer-free. So how does the wish list work? I just post an announcement on my Facebook or a panawagan, and I don't feel that there's any shame for asking for help. Sometimes people just like it and they don't pledge. So I just keep posting and reposting it until I get all the gifts. This is in no way flooding. Now, the party has evolved through the years, 10 years to be exact. So why do we keep the wish list? In 2007, I called Ate Daidi, one of the staff of Childhaus, and I made sure that everyone was on the list because sometimes new patients arrive. And she told me, Kay, there is one girl, her name is Blessy, and she might not make it to the party. May taning na ang buhay niya. She has only a few days to live, and she has a wish. Okay, so I asked what the wish was, and the wish was a portable DVD player. Blessy's mom found this gift to be too much. She was uncomfortable about receiving the gift, and she asked that it not be given to Blessy. But the thing is, we already assigned Blessy to someone, her kuya Butch Gamboa, a dad of my friend. And he just simply said, why does she only want a portable DVD player? Let's give her a TV, let's give her a DVD player. And I had to explain that in the ward, in the hospital ward, your bed and maybe like a few square inches around it is your space. So a portable DVD would be perfect. Needless to say, Blessy got her wish. And miracle of miracles, in a few days, she was discharged from the hospital. It's Blessy now. And I'd like to say that I'm one of her favorite people. Until she met my dog, Lucky, her new favorite. So there's Lucky over there. Every time I see Blessy, where's Lucky? Lucky, Lucky. And Lucky is our dog volunteer. I stress that we have dog volunteers because I cannot do this Christmas party alone. Everyone, pets included, is welcome. Impossible and short-sighted it would be to do this kind of thing alone. It's very overwhelming too because the parties get bigger and bigger and the expectations get to be more and more. But thank God for other organizers, my friends, Divine and Lawrence, who are more organized than me because I am the most disorganized person you will meet. You probably guessed by the cue cards already. But my friends compensate where I am weak, and that's how it works. And every year, fierce and all, I watch everything fall perfectly into place. And it's so beautiful. This year, for example, last minute, we didn't have a bus sponsor. And I felt bad because it's such a big expense, 15,000 pesos. Out of the blue, somebody sends me 15,000 pesos from America, a stranger. Let's just call him Kuya Carmelo. And 15,000, it was a perfect match. I was like, oh, this is the bus money. So, coincidence? Yes, probably. But from my point of view, I see things fall into place perfectly all the time. And it isn't my weakness, it is in my lack of all these other skills that we have accidentally involved the community. And how do you involve a community with just a single party? Let's play Connect the Dots. Let's see if you guys can follow. This can get a little bit intense. So, I invite my family and my friends. There they are. And they invite their family and friends, and they invite their family and friends, and you get what I'm saying. So it moves on, so forth, and so on and so forth. So my favorite two examples are Eliza and Divine. Eliza is a 24-year-old, and she was first invited December of 2010. From then, she had a fashion show fundraiser with her friends. She actually invites a priest to hold mass at Childhaus with her family and friends. She has regular visits even if she's studying abroad. And she invited her theater friends, one of whom was Toff de Venetia. And he had a play, Danny Girl, of course, which he directed, which was about a pediatric cancer patient. And they had a little fundraiser for the kids too. So that's Eliza and the kids. Next, Divine. Divine is one of my friends, and she organizes several activities for Childhaus. Childhaus is often the beneficiary of her special projects. She has a friend who owns a cafe, and they've been giving us baked goodies, ensaimada, cheese rolls. But one summer, my friend offered their family resort. We went swimming, and the cafe insisted that the employees be volunteers. So that was a new connection. And Divine's brother, Dennis, I did not know that he's been having his own activities in Childhaus until I met his teacher the other week. And he told me that he was Dennis's teacher and that they've been doing so many projects. So as you can see, the connections are getting bigger and better. That's Divine fixing the things that I didn't fix for the party. And those are the kids. So I've been doing a lot of archive work, looking at our old photos, and this is one of our first parties. It was a barangay hall, and you can see that it was beautifully decorated with love and crepe paper. But the kids were still so happy. A friend of mine, Lawrence, he's one of the original Big Brothers. He had this great idea. He's like, why don't we connect with an arcade? And that made the party so much more fun. It was bigger and better than we had ever known. So the kids were allowed to play, and we just forgot that they were sick because they just enjoyed themselves. And it was getting easier and easier to get more volunteers, especially the little ones. The party has grown so much thanks to individuals, inviting more individuals. And 3 years ago, we had our biggest event yet. We had the Philippine All-Stars, and we had a little flash mob. Actually, it wasn't so little. There were the kids dancing the Gangnam Style. And we had 600 students from Taguig, Cayetano Memorial Science and Technology High School. There was this one kid, Joshua. I was so stressed because we were late. And there was this one kid, Joshua, who actually just made it in time. And I found out that he was really tired. But because of the delay, he was able to make it. I tell you this because a few weeks later, after that really fun event, Joshua passed away. And a year later, one of my favorite kids, Renz, one of the most bright-eyed kids you'll ever meet, passed away as well. And I started to detach myself from my work, from the kids. And I said, how can I even continue with this if I'm too emotional? I cannot function this way. And so, enter Lester. Lester is one of the new kids in Childhaus. And when I met him, he was so shy that he couldn't talk to me. He was just simply showing me his rubber bands, and that was his little way of communicating with me. He watched my show. He hardly said a word. He watched my show that same night. He still hardly said a word except for thank yous and goodbyes. I came to visit one random afternoon, and I just hung out with the kids. And finally, Lester couldn't stop talking to me. And I guess because I was so detached previously, he knew I was a fake, and the kids can spot a fake. Authenticity is needed to connect effectively. And thanks to Lester, I kind of found my way back. Once they hold out their hand to you, there's no turning back. And it was through Lester's power of invitation that I was back again, and my heart was in the right place again. So, it is that we come full circle with the whole power of invitation. Sometimes it is the people who I've invited years ago who ask me if they can go to the parties themselves. And now I'd like to invite all of you, we are celebrating our 10th year, to come visit the kids at Childhaus. We'll be celebrating all year because it is our 10th year for the Christmas party, and it's going to be a special one. So I hope to see you guys there. Love, your Ate Karylle. Thank you.